Hi, this is Carlos Cousins, and now we're going to be comparing two passages, trying to zero in on the differences in tone between one and the other. When you're asked whether or not the tone of one is more or less of something than the tone of another passage, you really have to figure out what the tone of each passage is and compare it. So after reading both of these, I'm sure that you've realized that both of these passages are telling parents what they should and should not do regarding their approach to vaccinations in general. The author of passage 1 tells parents that they should be aware of the controversy surrounding vaccinations. Parents should know that some vaccines are controversial, that they're not necessarily what they are claimed to be. And you would assume that the claim here is the one that doctors give you, that the vaccine is going to help heal your children. And you can see that in the examples she gives. That some immunizations cause paralysis and some cause autism. That in fact, we should be aware of what doctors are telling us and do our own research. That after considering all the facts, some parents may decide that the benefits are not worth the risks. That not vaccinating a child is a good thing because of the risks that a child might run were he or she to be vaccinated. Now, the author of passage 2 takes a similar approach. I find it incredibly irresponsible that some families, defying all scientific research to the contrary, refuse vaccinations on the ground that they are too dangerous. So again, this author is coming up with things that parents should do. They should not avoid vaccinations because they believe they're dangerous. They should not do what the author of passage 1 is arguing for. Parents who smugly choose to forego these immunizations endanger others. They're a danger to society because several outbreaks of diseases such as measles have been traced to unvaccinated children. This author also says that the claim that vaccinations cause autism is utter nonsense, completely unjustified scientifically. It is true that vaccinations through all medications carry minimal risks, but statistically, it is more likely that a child will become ill from food poisoning than from immunizations. And this comparison here, that it is more likely that a child will become ill from food poisoning than from immunizations, is to poke fun at the fact that it's not very likely that a child is going to become ill from immunizations, and it's much more likely that a child will become ill from food poisoning. But parents don't seem to care very much about food poisoning, but all of a sudden are caring about immunizations. So she's mocking what parents that are caring about immunizations being dangerous to their children, what they're doing, the way that they're thinking. So let's go ahead and see what the answer might be. So compared to passage 1, the tone of passage 2 is more heartfelt. Well, we don't know that one is being more heartfelt than the other. It's very difficult to come up with from the evidence we have here. So we're going to go ahead and skip this one for now and see if it's a problem that we might want to consider more in depth. Speculative. So the author of passage 2 is giving supposed evidence from scientists. So defying all scientific research to the contrary, refuse vaccinations on the grounds that they're dangerous. So this person is saying, I know because I know the scientific research. I have been told what this scientific research is, or I know it firsthand, and I can tell you that it is irresponsible for you to ignore this research and do your own research yourself. So it seems to be less speculative in that they already have access to what these more informed people know, whereas the author of passage 1 is simply saying, go ahead and do your own research and be afraid of be wary of things. Scornful. Well, here we have a good answer in that we have words such as smugly, utter nonsense. We have this comparison here that makes fun of parents that are too worried about immunization. So this is definitely a good answer. We're going to see if we can find something better. Earnest. Well, we don't know that this person is being more earnest than the other. I think they're both speaking in earnest. Both of them believe that what they're saying is the right way to approach the problem. Remorseful. I mean, there's no remorse. This person doesn't feel more guilty than the other at all. In fact, they're telling us what we should do. So between scornful and heartfelt, scornful seems to be the better option, since this parent is mocking the approach that, this author is mocking the approach that this parent usually takes. I hope that this helped with this problem, and happy prepping.